because what's obvious is this man has had 20 years to practice his answers. But even with that 2 decades of practice, the inconsistencies belie the reality of something happened that we still haven't gotten to the bottom of. I mean, literally, he said that his own line prosecutors had recommended that he pursue federal charges. Department of Justice did an investigation, and there were 40 minors under the age of 18 who had accused Jeffrey Epstein of rape and sexual assault. And that was not enough for him to pursue prosecution. But then when we asked him, well, did you review the witness statements? Did you review financial statements? He couldn't recall. Of course, the classic answer of somebody who can't recall because they're basically covering their own ass. And it's very clear that that's what Mr. Acosta is involved in, and whoever at the state level at the time was pursuing to not prosecute. But again, one of the things I found fascinating in this interview is that he was accompanied by his own attorney, which is the same attorney from Palm Beach that also represented Paul Manafort in the case involving corruption and Trump during Trump's first term. And so that raises a lot of questions for me. Why was he there? Is Trump babysitting him?
Were they interacting?
Yes. Oh, absolutely.
So he would start saying something and then his attorney would stop him?
Absolutely. And his attorney was intervening in various places in the interview. But I think it's very obvious. I mean, we have to understand that not only did he engage in a cover-up, a sweetheart deal, he then, and he told us this in the interview, he approached the Trump administration for a political appointment. It wasn't just given to him. He actually asked for it. And so one has to wonder, did he intentionally have in his mind, one day I'm going to go for a political appointment if I, don't prosecute this very powerful man, and he knows all these politicians, one day I'll get it. And guess what? He did.
So Epstein's plea deal, it resulted in a little more than a year behind bars, but he had this work release type of thing where he was able to leave during the day. And there were accusations that he would continue to abuse women even during that period. So Acosta's line, as a line prosecutor, his line prosecutor, and later this guy was a DOJ investigator, said that Acosta should have charged Epstein with federal crimes. Did he explain his reasons for not doing it, why he went after lesser state charges?
No, I mean, we spent 6 hours pressing him on exactly.
But how does he avoid answering your question?
So the way he avoided it is that there was a DOJ investigation in 2020, an internal look. And we have to note that was after he resigned from the Trump administration, and it was conducted by the Trump administration. And so when he showed up to this interview, he had this massive binder. And then every time we pressed him on why he did what he did, his response was, well, DOJ found that I did not commit, any, I forget the actual terminology, but that he had no wrongdoing. So he provided no answers about what he did or why he did it, only that he felt he had already been exonerated, so he didn't have to answer our
Did he say anything that made you think, wow, I mean, that was somewhat jaw-dropping, or was it the tone? What was it that stuck with you?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know how any human could hear that 40 children had been abused by a man and raped and literally drawn from their schools and taken to a private home and exploited, and not feel remorse 20 years later that you were directly responsible for not prosecuting those crimes and preventing literally hundreds of other women from being raped.
How did he explain this as being something that wasn't strong enough, wasn't believable, wasn't credible enough to prosecute? I mean, these stories are horrific.
I mean, that's where his story really breaks down, because he claims that the reason why it came to him at the Department of Justice is because the state was not going to prosecute strongly enough. And so he claims he instructed his staff to review the case and then try to pursue federal charges. But then when his own line staff recommended federal charges, he personally made the decision to not pursue them and send it back to the state. So clearly, whatever it was that influenced his decision to do that Maybe he was bribed. Maybe he was offered a position. Maybe Epstein threatened him. We don't know, but we do know he was meeting privately with Epstein's attorneys. We know he socialized and had formerly been in business with Epstein's attorneys. And we know there was something going on behind the scenes.